This podcast is sponsored by nobody. Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now, I am so excited to be welcoming back my good friend Lisa Everetts. This is our Halloween show. We're recording this Monday, October 30th, but we're going to drop this at midnight on Halloween. Lisa's coming back on. We're going to talk about horror like we have always done, and it's going to be a great conversation, I love talking to Lisa. She's the co-host of the Ninja Pop podcast, and she's got just a wealth of knowledge, and she's a bundle of energy. I love talking to her. I'm sorry, it's called Pop Ninja, not Ninja Pop. I always get the two mixed up. And, we love talking about the 80s, and she's into 80s horror just as much as I am. And it's going to be another great conversation today. She is just such a sweetheart. She connected me with Tara Buckman recently after going to the Mid-Atlantic Nostalgic Festival, back in September. And it's going to be friggin' awesome. And that's all I can say. It's going to be friggin' awesome. Maybe get some Halloween talk, about the actual holiday Halloween as well. So yeah, here is my new interview with Lisa Everetts. Hey Lisa, welcome back. Happy Halloween.
Hi, happy Halloween. Oh my, that scared me, that ring on the phone.
Yeah. It's our first time on Facebook Messenger call, and this is so friggin' awesome.
Oh, yeah. I never have done this before, so I hope you can hear me okay.
Oh, I can hear you just fine. I'll tell you, I started out talking to people on Facebook Messenger call because they lived all the way in Europe and my phone bill got high, right? So then moved here to Modesto, California, and the phone rates here are a lot higher than in Redding, where I was living for 6 years previously. So now I just talk to as many people as I can on Facebook Messenger, and it's really saved the phone bill.
I guess. Oh my gosh, especially when you're talking overseas.
Absolutely. People in London or wherever. Yeah.
I just didn't know I could do it on my regular computer. I thought I had to have a phone or my iPad to do it. So this is pretty cool. I can talk to my son now on here. I didn't even know it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You talk to anybody on here.
Cool.
So yeah, it's another year of spooktacular Halloween horror talk. Let's dive right in. Have you seen Tourist Trap?
Have I ever seen the movie Tourist Trap?
Yeah.
I saw it a couple years ago. Anthony Massey, who we've interviewed on our podcast, he loves that movie.
Yeah.
And so I got it. I liked it. I actually really liked it. I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's a PG-rated horror movie, but it's terrifying, and it's got a great cast. I've talked to Dawn Jeffrey. She gets tortured in the movie, and it's also one of Tanya Roberts' first movies, and also John Van Ness. I've talked to him, too. It's just a great Charlie Band Empire movie.
Yeah, I liked it too, and I can hear myself kind of talking in the background. Does it do that often?
Oh yeah, it's got kind of an echoey effect.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that it'll come out like that, but I liked it because I own a bed and breakfast, and so Tourist Trap. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to trap some of my people to come here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like April Fool's Day, kind of going to this place, and but it's don't they? Isn't it a guy didn't the person that did that movie? It's some kind of weird it's almost like one of those things you saw 40 years ago that used to bring people in, and now it's kind of abandoned,
Grindhouse.
And, yeah.
It's a Grindhouse horror flick. Yeah. Yeah, Charlie Band. I mean, that guy. He was always like churning out movie after movie. Sometimes he'd shoot them in L.A. Sometimes he'd shoot them in Italy. Like Troll was shot in Italy. It takes place in San Francisco. And when I met Noah Hathaway years ago, I said, "I'm from San Francisco. That was not shot there." And he's like, "No, it was shot in Italy."
Oh, well, why did they say to San Francisco?
I'm sorry.
What did you say? Somebody told you it was San Francisco, or tried to say, or it was in the movie. They said it was.
Yeah. It takes place in San Francisco, but it was shot in Italy because Charlie Band,
Oh.
he liked the tax breaks that were in Italy, and so a lot of his movies were shot there. But he would occasionally shoot in L.A. You know, like Trancers was shot in L.A. and several other of his movies. I think Crawl Space was shot in L.A., or it could have been Italy. I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, he'd go either way depending on how high the budget was or how low. But they were low budget anyway.
Yeah, those are my favorite.
Oh yeah, oh
the
yeah.
low budget.
I am a huge Troll guy. That movie's been a staple of my childhood since I was 3.5. My brother rented it, and I just friggin' love it. It never gets old.
Yeah. Have you watched a lot of movies for Halloween so far? Like, I mean, we're at the end of the month, so do you have like, do you watch one every night, or what? How do you do?
On the weekends, because I'm usually I have like this whole podcast schedule where I listen to podcasts, and so I do that more. I need to get back into the movies now. Now that I'm 40 and you only live once, I gotta watch more movies during the week now because I'm just watching movies on the weekends. But like I did 2 interviews from Night of the Demons last week, and so I watched that again. I love that movie. And have you seen it?
No, I don't. I've never even heard of that. Yeah.
Night of the Demons. Yeah, Linnea Quigley is in it, and Kathy Podwell, who's a friend of mine. She's just. I'm doing a Night of the Demons doubleheader that I'm dropping tomorrow. Kathy Podwell came on for the 4th time. She was on Dallas back in the day, and Hal Havens. First time talking to him. I'm dropping both of those tomorrow. Yeah, it's about these teenagers on Halloween. They're at this abandoned haunted house trying to get laid, and then next thing you know, they're possessed and they're like trying to kill each other and stuff. Kathy and the black guy Alvin Alexis, they both are the only survivors in the movie.
I know Night of the Creeps, so like, and Night of the Comet, and like.
Oh, there's so many Night of Night of the Creeps.
Yeah, there are a lot of Fright Nights, and yeah.
I love Night of the Creeps, and I love Night of the Comet, of course, and of course Night of the Living Dead. I mean, everyone loves that.
Yeah, yeah. I've watched some movies. When you talk about on your podcast and the movies you watch, are they like every like era, like all different years of movies, or do you it doesn't matter? Like, because like on ours we just talk 70s and 80s, which I wish we talked more like about like Alfred Hitchcock movies, like Psycho and The Birds, because I watch those every year, and I just watched The Bad Seed, watched Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. I've watched He Knows You're Alone. Those are like ones that are my favorite. My friends are coming over tonight, and we're gonna watch the movies. But I know my one friend doesn't like really, really graphic horror.
Oh yeah.
So we might just watch some that are suspenseful, like some old. Like I'm really getting into like the film noir stuff. I really am digging that. So. I've taped a lot of stuff off Turner Classic. I have some movies that I've taped that I'm not. You probably have seen them, but I haven't like the. There's one called Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker or something like that. I know it has Jimmy McNichol in it. You know what I'm talking about?
I recall that Jimmy McNichol was in a horror movie. Yeah. I have a vague recollection.
And my one friend had a crush on Jimmy McNichol so bad, and I was thinking maybe, but I've never seen it, and so I don't even know what to expect. But I've had it recorded for a long time, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. I could turn it on and we could turn it right back off.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I love, the 80s primarily, but it just depends on, what I'm up for, and like during the month of October, I'll talk to 80s horror people, but also talk to 50s, 60s, 70s, whoever I can get, and sometimes the 90s. There's a lot of stuff in the 90s I didn't like, but there's some stuff I did like, that I've talked to. Like, I was a big fan of Dr. Giggles, and the first Scream I liked, stuff like that.
Dr. Giggles, did that have Larry Drake in it?
Yeah.
Did it? Okay, because I just watched Dark Night of the Scarecrow like 2 nights ago, and that's one of my all-time favorite movies of like all-time, like for fall. I just love it. It's just perfect,
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, long time ago. I haven't seen it in a long time though.
Oh, you need to rewatch it. It's an awesome one. Yeah, because it's like the cast is great in it, and it's Marlon Brando's sister is in it. She plays his mom, and it's like, and the little girl that's in it that played Mary Lee. She's adorable little kid. I don't know her name as an actress. I looked her up once to see what she's doing. She doesn't seem to be in the movies anymore, but I just always wanted to see what she turned out to be as an adult. Yeah, that's kind of, you just wonder how they're doing.
Yeah, Tanya Crowe.
Is that her name?
Yeah, Tanya Crowe was her name.
Oh. Did you look that up?
I just did. That? Yeah, because I'm curious to know who that was.
How did you know that? Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. She was so cute, I don't know where she is. She'd be all grown up, that movie,
Apparently, she wrote a movie in 2001, and then she got out of the business.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wonder where she's at. So.
I have no idea, but she's 52 now.
Okay, well, hey, that's like right around my age, so.
Yeah. Oh, God, Robert F. Lyons is in it. I tried to get him on the show. He's like a notorious Scientologist acting teacher, and so, he never came on, sadly.
What was his who was his character that he played?
He played that guy Skeeter Norris, and sometimes he has a mustache, sometimes he doesn't, depending on what role he's in.
What if he was the mechanic? He might have been the mechanic in that movie.
Maybe, like I said, it's been years since I've seen it.
Yeah, I like it because Charles Durning, he is so bad in this movie, and he's in like some scary movies. He's in When a Stranger Calls. Yep. And When a Stranger Calls Back. You know, and but he is just awful in this movie. He's just an awful person, and but he stays at a boarding house, and I kind of like that because he's eating breakfast there, and it just is so like that's what my life is like.
Charles Durning, he was a World War II hero, and he got success later in life as an actor. When he did The Sting, that was like when people first became aware of who he was, and then pretty soon he's like the most in-demand character actor in the world. And then he got an Oscar nomination for the best little whorehouse in Texas and all of that stuff.
He's in Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Muppet movie, you remember Doc Hopper?
No, I don't know that. What's that?
In the Muppet movie, he's got like a Frog Legs franchise, and he wants Kermit's legs, and so he's chasing him. Yeah.
Oh, I probably saw that a million years ago. Yeah.
It's I love
a horror movie.
I love it. Oh God, Jim Henson has sick sense of humor. That guy.
Oh, I like that. He did kind of he's always trying to get the Swedish chef always trying to chop off a chicken's head or. Yeah. Kill a fish, or chop the frog legs, and I love that. So
yeah. Do you like The Exorcist?
I just tried to get through it again the other night, and I never can make it to the end. I love the beginning of that movie. The beginning of that movie, the house and the music, and I like Ellen Bernstein's character in it. That she's an actress. But but even when the scene where Reagan comes down and they're all doing that party scene and playing the piano, and she's standing there peeing on the floor, that gives me the creeps. Yeah.
I actually like The Omen better.
The Omen, yeah. This possession movies are kind of creepy, creep me out. The Omen, when that little boy in it reminded me of one of my cousins. He looked like him, and it's like when I was a kid, I was convinced that he was that kid. So yeah.
I mean,
He was.
I love Gregory Peck. I love Richard Donner. He was a great director. I don't know. I just think it's a little bit better in my opinion. I mean, The Exorcist is great, but The Omen, in my opinion, is better. Have you ever seen The Changeling?
I might have that movie. I can't remember it though. What's in it?
George C.
I saw
Scott and his then wife. Was it Colleen Dewhurst or Trish Van Deer? One of them, and it's a supernatural horror movie, very much like The Omen. And Nev Campbell hates horror because of this movie, because I think her mother took her to see it when she was like 7, and it scared the shit out of her. And look at her, she's a scream queen.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if like being in it and doing it is the same as watching it. It's just one of the scariest movies I ever saw was Silent Scream with Barbara Steele. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I told you this, that I was on an elevator with her once at Chiller Theater. And she gave me the creep so bad from that movie, because it's like a boarding house, by the sea, and the house in it reminds me of my house. And I told her that, I said, you scared me to death when I was a kid, and I said I always thought she was going to be hiding in my attic, and it's like, and she's like, well, then I did my job. And then she said that she never watches her own movies. So I think a lot of actors are like that they, they just don't want to, I don't know, they just don't want to see the end result, I guess. I don't know. I would want to see it finished, don't you think? I mean,
yeah,
that's kind of, I've heard different people say that they don't watch them, and she just said it was, she did her job because she scared me. And I was like, yeah, I was scared being on the elevator with her too. And it's like, and I said that I had a bed and breakfast in Pennsylvania, and she's like, oh, that's like my dream. And she said, I've never been to Pennsylvania, but I would love to do a bed and breakfast. And I said, well, I think I gave her one of my cards and said, if she ever came here, to let me know, but I would have to sleep somewhere else that night if she stayed in my house, because I'd never been able to sleep knowing she was in my house, so yeah.
I mean, I have no problem with actors not being into horror, but filmmakers I do, because that shows that they're just doing it for the money,
Oh, well, yeah, that doesn't even really make sense, it's like, yeah, what's the point? You gotta love it. I mean, this is my favorite time of year. I can't even take it. Tomorrow's Halloween, and I got. Do you see my house all decorated? It's like I have to take all that stuff down. It's like, and put it away, and it takes forever. So
do you ever go to Living Dead weekend?
Do you ever do what?
Living Dead weekend. It's in Pittsburgh. It's the George Romero celebrations. They do 2 a year. Yeah,
no,
They have one in June, one in October. If it's like an anniversary year, like this year, they had, I think they're having a Night of the Living Dead one this month, but in June they had Dawn of the Dead. And then next year I heard that they're already planning on doing another Creepshow reunion, and then whatever else they're going to do. But yeah, I heard it's a lot of fun. I love George Romero movies. I hope someday I have money to go.
Oh, I just don't have the time to go to all these things I'd like to do. I mean, I would like to go to more of those. Mm-hmm. I mean, I went to the Mid-Atlantic Nostalgia Convention.
Yeah.
I did that for my birthday, but Nicholas Hammond wasn't even there. Mm-hmm. He's the person that I wanted to meet because he had been in the Spider-Man show with Joanna.
At least Ellen was there.
So. Who?
Ellen.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She's the one that said to me about, as soon as I said your name, she's like, oh, that's the guy I was talking about,
Yeah.
And it was funny, because she's like, huh? And then she goes, yeah. And then they all started talking, and they were like, oh, they all knew who you were. And then I was like, well, here's his email, here's his phone number. He would really like for you to give him a a call, and that was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
she did it.
You gave me street cred, and I appreciate it so much. But I got to tell you, so I was her first podcast interview. Greg was her second a couple weeks ago, and then this podcast called Diecast that I listened to. They interview a lot of people at like these events and stuff. And he I think he was at the Mid Atlantic. The guy who hosts was at Mid Atlantic, and he got Tara on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think if he's the one that hosted, that's then Patrick. I may have talked to him about being on our podcast too, because he stayed later than I had to leave, and he stayed. He met George Hamilton and some other. There were people there that he knew that came to his film festival in Louisiana. So like that were from that area. So it's weird. And he gets to go to way more events than I can, because I'm pretty much stuck here, But
yeah,
I do what I can. So yeah. But yeah, this is my favorite. And we didn't really we taped this small. Like we usually have like a couple guests on for our Halloween special, and then we dress up. But we kind of threw it together. My telephone is ringing, so yeah. I don't know what to do. Oh, it's a telemarketer. That's scary enough. That's terrifying. Yeah, so they'll hang up. But yeah. So yeah, I watched a couple nights ago. I watched. You'll hear my whole. I'm gonna hang on. Oh no, they hung up. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. We watched Play Misty for Me.
Yeah.
I like that one. And,
oh yeah, I love that movie. I had Britt Lind. She's that one blonde girl that Clint Eastwood goes out with. I had her on a couple of years ago for the 50th anniversary.
Is she the one that is Donna Mills' roommate?
Yes.
Okay, it's walking around with the sweater.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I know who she is. Yeah. Yeah. I love that movie. Yeah. It's like the first Fatal Attraction.
Yeah, it's funny. It was a big departure for Clint, and he directed it. It was his first successful directorial effort too.
Oh, I love him in it. I love the house in it. Yeah. There's like movies that I watch just because I love the house, and I mean his house was decorated like really weird in that movie though. I couldn't quite figure it out. It had like you walk through the door and then you walk across these rocks that are like on a like water, and have plants all around it, then get to like his bed is like right there. It's like very strange. Yeah.
It was Carmel that he filmed that, and he was the mayor of Carmel for a while.
Yeah, that's where Joanna lived too. Joanna Cameron lived in Carmel.
Yeah.
I have one of my guests that lived there too. They have a house in Carmel. So yeah.
I saw you post the Once Bitten poster, and I talked to the lead singer of 3 Speed, who sang the theme song. Man, she's got stories, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah, I love the soundtrack of Once Bitten. Yeah. There's like the song that they dance to at the dance, like Hands Off.
Maria Vidal. I interviewed the guitarist that was in the band. She sought me out for an interview because I interviewed Baxter Robertson, who did that song in Karate Kid. Can you feel the night?
Which one?
Can you feel the night? During the carnival montage where they're at the carnival.
First Karate one.
Yeah.
You interviewed her?
Yeah, so like the guitarist, Maria Vidal's guitarist on stage, Kimberly Gold, she sought me out because I interviewed Baxter Robertson, and I was a little put off by her manic energy for like a minute, but then I came to love her, and I had her back on a year later, and I'm back in the Bay Area, and she lives here, so I'm going to go see her perform eventually.
Oh, okay, that's cool. You have interviews. Do you have any idea how many interviews you've done? Have you kept track of them, like numbers?
Today, 1,924.
1924?
Yeah.
That's me?
Yep. You've been on 3 times now.
I should get all the numbers of all the shows that I've been on for you and put them in a lottery ticket or something.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Something. 1924. Yeah. Oh, that'd have been cool if it would have been like like you have to get me back when it's like my birthday, like 1968, you know, like or yeah, like yeah, I want to be like that one, you know, that'd be fun, you know, or like a year that like a really cool, like one of my favorite movies or something come out. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I love.
So you're gonna watch
Oh, sorry.
tonight?
What was the one?
You gonna watch it tomorrow, like for Halloween, or do you have a?
It's funny.
Saving it.
I usually watch Dawn of the Dead or Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. I'm thinking of also adding Hocus Pocus to the mix.
You know what? That's another movie I have never got the whole way through on. I don't know. Everybody loves that movie, and it wasn't even that long ago that I got through the whole way through Practical Magic, because those are, you know, I watched The Craft the other night and I love it. I love The Craft.
The Craft is a good one.
Yeah, and I mean, I like the old movie. I Married a Witch, you know, with Veronica Lake. I like that.
That sounds familiar.
Witch movies. I love everything to do with witches.
How about My Mom's a Werewolf?
My Mom's a Werewolf.
Love that movie.
The Howling. There's like the Howling, and there was a movie called it was called in the something with wolves, In the Company of Wolves.
Oh yes, that's Neil Jordan.
That was. I've never seen it. I watched it one time, like I was like with a guy on a date, kind of thing, you know. And it's like, it creeped me out, but I don't remember much about it. Just that it was scary, and I keep thinking I should get it. There's like movies like that I watched when I was younger, and there's a movie. Did you ever see The Entity?
Oh, of course.
The Entity.
In fact, it was brought up on the show the other day.
I meant to say The Legacy.
Yeah.
With Sam Elliott.
Oh yeah, and Catherine Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie, when we were kids, I remember my brother would not go underwater in a swimming pool like for the whole summer.
Yeah.
So he just wouldn't, you know, it was like scared him. Well, The Entity too scares me, but I love it. The Entity, I love. I should watch it, but I don't think my one friend could handle it. It's just a little too graphic, you know. But
what about Jaws?
Jaws, I've watched. Jaws, you know what is weird is that I have an Amish girl that like works for me, and she never has been to the ocean, and so she had no idea what a shark was. She never. When I said Jaws was on TV, and I said it was my husband's favorite movie. Okay, and she was like, "What's a shark?" You know, and I was like,
"Wow,
oh, because we don't watch TV, so can you even imagine like that?" You know, saying that there's this thing that's out there in the ocean that can eat people, that like a big giant fish. You know, yeah.
Oh, guess what? The kid in Jaws, Jeffrey Voorhees, he owns a seafood restaurant on the vineyard over there.
Oh, which kid? One of the sheriff's kids, or the kid?
Yeah,
like
one of the sheriff's kids. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I love part 1 and part 2. I love those. Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked to a few people from part 2.
Did you talk to Donna Wilkes?
I've talked to Billy Van Zant and Mark Gruner, and I didn't enjoy talking to Mark Gruner. He was kind of arrogant.
Oh. Do you have a list of people that you don't like talking to? I'd like to know who they are, because I don't want to talk to people that are mean.
Nicholas Meyer, who directed Star Trek 2 and 6. I didn't like him. I thought he was volatile. The little boy from Phantasm, Michael Baldwin, he's a creepy douche, and it's across the board. People can say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. I doubt I'll be talking to him then. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Teen Vamp?
No, I never even heard of that.
1989, George Bishop, he got out of the business right after that movie. He's a novelist now. I reached out to him. I didn't get a response. I'll try again next year for the 35th. Clu Gulager plays his father, and that was right after he did Return of the Living Dead and Nightmare on Elm Street 2, playing the dad in Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Yeah, so it's a pretty entertaining teen horror comedy.
Have you ever seen Death Weekend with Brenda Vaccaro?
Oh God, Brenda Vaccaro blocked me on Facebook a few months back.
Oh, great! She's got to be very old now. Like,
well, it's funny. She did a 2-hour interview with Gilbert Gottfried the day he died. Like they did it early in the morning. And as soon as he got home, he died.
Oh, well, that's not a good sign.
Oh, I loved Gilbert. I loved him. He was so damn funny and so wrong.
Oh, that's sad. I saw him on like a friend of mine is a stand-up comedian, and he worked with him at like Caroline's and just different things. And well, you did comedy. I have a cousin who's a comedian too, and I have a friend that's a comedian. So,
what are their names?
Well, my cousin is Dan Long, and my friend is Eddie Brill.
Oh yeah, Eddie Brill.
You know Eddie?
I don't know him personally, but I'm familiar with him. He's been on WTF with Mark Maron.
Yeah, I was his travel agent.
Wow.
And I met him like when I was 21, and I booked his ticket for this to come to the college that was near me, and he invited me and my friend, the one that was here last night, one come and stay in tonight. We were roommates, and he invited us up to see him perform. And I was like, that is so cool. And then we went to New York. The first time I ever flew anywhere was to New York. And he performed at Caroline's twice, and then 2 other places. And we just like kind of went around with him in a taxi to these different places. But then he became he booked all the comedians for David Letterman.
Oh, yeah.
He worked for Letterman for like 17 years, and he was he warmed up the audience, and then he had originally worked, one of his biggest, like, first things he did was doing the opening for Saved by the Bell. He was like the comedian that warmed up the audience for that,
Yeah.
But he teaches comedy workshops, and he's really good friends with a lot of like Dennis Leary is one of his best friends. And
oh yeah.
I talked to Colin Quinn on the phone one time when we were in New York. He called him on the phone.
Really?
And I talked to him on the phone, and I was like, I didn't know what to say, because like he was on the TV show Remote Control.
Oh yeah.
On MTV. And
I watched
with
it.
Kari War and Ken. What was his name?
Ken Ober.
Ober. Yeah, he died.
Oh,
he died
yeah.
young. Yeah.
I didn't expect that, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking when you think that, you see, like, you're watching something on TV, and then all of a sudden you, like, realize that, like, none of these people are still alive. It's like,
oh, yeah.
and it wasn't that long ago, and it's like, wow. Just like Matthew Perry just dying, that is just, like, really sad.
That was weird. I was like, holy shit. I can't believe it.
For me. Yeah. He's a year younger than me. So, but I've seen him in some stuff, and I thought, wow, he looked pretty bad. He just had a lot of things going on, but that's sad. Really sad.
Really?
But yeah, and then Suzanne Summers died, and like, yeah, it's just like, wow. It's like, there goes all my... It's like, well, even Friends is like not really my time period. That's more 90s, and they're like my age. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm more
Generation X.
I'm like the 70s and the 80s though with stuff. Not so much the 90s. I was like, busy doing.
Yeah, you were in your child rearing years.
Yeah, I was being a mom. It's like I wasn't watching TV. So yeah. But. Yeah, I'm getting back at it though. Like I'm like, like I love finding movies that I haven't seen in a long time, and there are some movies like Salem's Lot that used to scare me to death, and
yeah.
I couldn't even watch them back then. But now I'm like, I tell myself, okay, I'm brave enough, to watch them. It was like The Shining. The Shining always scared me, and.
Oh, my first horror movie, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, I was a year old. It was on HBO all the time in the summer of '84, and
you didn't watch it and remember it from when you were a year old, though, right?
Oh, I can remember at least starting at like 1 or 2. I remember so much. I'll tell you. I'm not Mary Lou Henner, but I can remember a lot.
Yeah, I remember a lot too, but sometimes I think I'm not sure if they're my memories or people told me stuff about that time period that then I remember the memory of somebody else. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
me. But they told me stuff, so I just. But yeah, but I watched. I remember when The Shining came on at the movie theater, and I remember just as a kid, when the previews used to come on for movies, like in some of these like old horror movies, and even Halloween, like when like the previews came out on TV, like
Yeah.
that was so cool. It's like because that's the only way you'd see a preview because like we didn't get like HBO until I think I was in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
So like the only movies that you'd see were like made for TV, except for when you saw a preview for one at the movie theater.
Yeah.
So that then it was like, oh my gosh, that looks horrifying, and I would be so scared because like I would be so afraid. Like in my mind, I thought Jack Nicholson was going to like crawl right out of the TV and come get me.
Well, it's funny. My parents didn't like horror, but they loved Jack Nicholson, so that's why we watched it. And it wasn't until I was 7 I actually thought the movie was funny, and I wasn't as scared as I had been, right at the beginning. It's funny. A couple of years after that, Gremlins and Ghostbusters hit HBO in the summer of '86. I got those movies on video, watching them back to back, right? And certain elements of Gremlins scared me. And when I met Zach Galligan at one of my first horror conventions, he went on this rant about why is it that the things that we remember most early in our childhood are things that we're scared of. And I'm just like listening to him go on and on about it. And then I'm like, Mr. Galligan, can I get a picture with you, please? Because I had nothing to add.
I like him. I like that Galligan. I would talk to him. I would love to talk to him. Have you ever talked to him though?
Interviewed him? I tried. So I DM'd him on Twitter, I think in 2018, and then I saw him at another con. Of course, he didn't remember me from the first time we met, and he was just telling me, "Yeah, I'm kind of taking a break from podcasts, but if you really want to do it, we'll do it at Christmas time. That's when we can talk about Gremlins for Christmas time."
Yeah.
And it never happened. And I've seen him do maybe 2 podcasts since then. And of course, he's done the commercial where him and Gizmo are older and stuff. But I haven't been able to get him on.
Is he on Facebook?
I think he is, but he was definitely on Twitter. I've tried to get Frances Lee McCain, who played his mother, too, because Greg got her. But we haven't been able to make the connection.
She was in Footloose.
Footloose, Back to the Future, Stand By Me.
Yeah, she's in a lot of stuff. Hey, did you ever see a movie called Surviving that Zach Galligan was in with Molly Ringwald?
For some reason, I think I should, but I think I have a recollection of it. Was it like a TV movie? Yeah,
it was like about suicide. They killed themselves in the movie.
It was definitely a TV movie then, so I probably did at some point. I can't remember.
It is one of the saddest movies I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's really hard to watch. And what is sad too is that in the movie, his younger brother is River Phoenix, and his youngest sister is Heather O'Rourke from Poltergeist. Mm-hmm. And they both died young. And it has a great cast. I think Ellen Bernstein is the one mother, and Paul Sorvino, and I think
I met Paul Sorvino. I met Paul Sorvino at one of his last conventions. He was a walking coma. He was late because he had some health issues, and he was kind of a gruff guy. Some people told me he was a misogynist and he was a right winger and all this stuff.
Oh, well, his daughter Mira Sorvino, she was on Dancing with the Stars like on this season, and she just got eliminated last week. But she hadn't. She looks so different now, but when they're not. That movie is awesome though. That it's really sad. It's definitely right in the middle of the '80s, right in the middle of like when Molly Ringwald was doing 16 Candles and Breakfast Club and stuff.
I gotta tell you, my brother had a huge crush on Molly Ringwald, and after she went out of style, he had a crush on Samantha Mathis when she did Pump Up the Volume, right? So we're at a convention. My brother was drinking that weekend. I'm sure he had a little bit before we got there. He was acting weird, and like we went over to her table, Samantha Mathis, and he told her that, and she's like, "Oh, we all had a crush on Molly Ringwald. Even I did."
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had her on the show about a year and a half later and stuff. Yeah, she's a non-full suffering tomboy, I'll tell you. She can be very serious, but also very funny, too.
Oh. I don't know her from anything. I know who she is. I know what she looks like and stuff, but I can't picture a movie and stuff that I would have known her to be in that I liked. I did just watch The Stepfather again the other night with Jill Schloen.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I still want to talk to her. Yeah.
I talked to. Do you remember that scene near the end of the movie where Terry O'Quinn he's walking by that neighbor's house and the neighbor is like raking and he kind of flirts with her? Yeah. I interviewed her last year for the 35th anniversary of the movie.
Did you really?
Yeah, she didn't have.
Neighbor lady.
She was in the Journey of Natty Gann with John Cusack and Meredith Salinger like before that.
Yeah.
She didn't have a whole lot to say about The Stepfather. She just remembered doing the scene with Terry O'Quinn, and he was a nice guy. And Joe Rubin, the director, was good, but that was about it. Yeah, I mean, she.
How did you find her? Like, did you like The Stepfather a lot? Is that how you like find people like that?
Oh yeah,
that were in.
Okay. It's funny if I like a particular movie, I'll watch it and go, maybe I should reach out to that actor because they're good in that little scene or whatever, right? And I'll go on their IMDb and see, oh wow, they did a lot of good stuff. I'll ask about, or just a couple good things, and then I'll just go on social media or see if they have a website or whatever.
Yeah, that's how I met David Roya.
Yeah.
Yeah. From I watched a movie. I watched Billy Jack. Mm-hmm. And then I thought, how did I never see this movie ever? It's like a cult classic, with a prequel and 2 sequels to it, and it's like, how did I never see it? And I didn't see it until like right before I met him, which, that was, oh my gosh, I think that's been like, 12 years ago, maybe, at least. He was 68 and he turned 80. So that was like, he come to my house.
Yeah.
And so it was like 12 years ago.
I'm so freaking jealous of you. I'm so freaking jealous of you because I haven't had any of my guests come to my house. I've been at theirs and I've like met up with them in LA, but I've never had any of them come to my house. I'm so jealous.
Did you invite them to your house?
What?
Okay, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Did you invite them? Did you say come on over?
I actually haven't because a lot of them live in LA.
That I have a business like it's a bed and breakfast, and they can go look me up online, see what my house looks like, and that like I'm not going to lure them in there to do like that I have reviews and stuff, so like that helps.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah.
So
I get it.
Because Joanna Peng and Dick Atkins have been to my house. They're friends of mine now, and David, I talk to him all the time, and I just They lived in New York, so New York's not too far from Pennsylvania, but I haven't had anybody. I mean, I've had other people that have, like, I met my best friend through, like, Facebook, and through my business. Uh-huh. So, and I've had people come here to meet me that have seen me on my Facebook page through my business because I'm an extreme decorator. And I actually had this lady, and I'm not surprised, she wanted to use my pictures that were on a Halloween page, and she sent me an NDA to sign this morning, so I'm not allowed to say who her client is, but but they want to use my stuff and said that they would compensate me for it. So I'm not really sure how that works or what's going to happen. I don't know if I just signed over my every picture I have to like this place, It's like, but
it sounds a little scammy.
Yeah. Well, now if you know who it was, it's pretty big. But yeah, we'll see what that turns into. I don't know. I'll let you know. But
Okay.
But
How about have you ever seen Robot Monster?
No, never heard of that.
Okay, you remember the Cars video for the song "You Might Think"?
Yes.
Okay, remember when they're in the movie theater and they're watching that movie and Rick Ocasek turns into the creature in the movie? That's the Robot Monster.
That's a movie?
Yeah, it's called Robot Monster 1953. And I talked to the little boy in it, Gregory Moffat. He's 80 now. He was 10 when he did the movie. And I'm surprised Mid-Atlanta didn't book him because he's doing a lot of cons this year for the 70th anniversary. And I talked to him. That's the only movie he did he can remember. He can't remember making any of the other movies that he made when he was a kid or any of the TV shows, but he did remember a little bit about George Reeves when he did Superman.
Yeah. Huh. Well, Patrick just, had Johnny Whitaker at his film festival.
Oh, Johnny. Oh, God. What a force of nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really didn't get to talk to Patrick that much about, like, the whole thing and how it went down. I didn't really get to but I did I tell you that Johnny Whitaker played my uncle in the movie The Snowball Express, that my uncle's parents wrote the book that Walt Disney made the movie?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, my uncle, my aunt that was just here visiting me, her husband was his mom and dad owned ski resorts all over Vermont and Canada, and they were authors. They wrote for Reader's Digest, and their names are Frankie and John O'Rear.
Yeah.
They're both deceased now, but they wrote books, and the one book that they wrote, Disney bought the rights to it and made the movie The Snowball Express, and Johnny Whitaker played my uncle in the movie. So I kind of want to talk to him, about that, because I have, like, that little connection, to it. So, yeah.
He's got this unique way of talking. He's got a voice where you hear it and you think to yourself, he's either Irish, gay, or he thinks he's better than you.
Oh. Okay. Or all three, it's like.
No, it's funny. He and I, we talked about sobriety, following my car accident, and he talked about his sobriety, and we both have diabetes. We related to each other when we had our talk about a year ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you talk to people, how long do they usually talk? Are they very open, about, like, do they talk about the same stuff, or do you get them to talk about things that they never?
They can be open, especially if they do research on you and they know that, you're not a journalist or someone who wants to get them, it depends on the person, Johnny, is already open about his sobriety and stuff. So that was a given. I think that, even if I hadn't had a common experience with sobriety, he still would have talked about it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we did, when we did one of our Halloween things, we did Sigmund and the Sea Monsters was my TV show that I talked about, because it is monster, but it was, G-rated, but yeah. I love that show. I love Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. And they tried to redo it, like, I think in the 90s, but it just didn't.
Oh, yeah. Sharon, who was on there, Sharon Baird, she was in the Mouseketeers with Annette Funicello. She's been on here twice. I love her. And we were talking about the fire that broke out on set, and it was crazy on Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. And Sid and Marty Krofft were already in a hole. They had an amusement park in Atlanta that was hot during the summer, and then once fall came, they lost so much money they had to file for bankruptcy on it.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it was called, what was it called? Croft World, Croftland, something like that. It was like a Disneyland version of Croft,
That would be like my thing. I would love that.
Yeah.
I love the Croft shows. I love them. And Patrick had just posted about Captain Cool and the Kongs.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that. I talked with Sid earlier this year. We talked about Captain Cool and the Kongs. Louise Duarte, the drummer, she's been on. She's a stand-up comedian who does really funny celebrity impressions like Cher and George Burns and everything.
Yeah, I can't believe you remember, like, every single person, like, every single, like, the year, the date. It's just amazing. Your memory is amazing.
Well, I gotta tell you, there was a period, where I actually forgot a lot of stuff during the time I was drinking for a few years. But then once I had time on my hands during recovery, and I was on the internet all the time, I started remembering stuff when I saw it. I was like, "Oh my God, it's been ages since I've seen this or that," So then everything came flooding back to me.
Oh, I wish it would happen to me.
It could. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just turned 40, and I'm starting to forget certain things, and my dad's like, get used to it. It gets worse from here.
I'm 15 years older than you. Yeah, so
yeah.
Yikes.
Well, it's going to take a while, but it's in the early stages, of being forgetful.
Yeah, it's like, but I don't want to forget I don't want to lose my memory. That is like the hardest thing for me, because like I always had a pretty good memory, and like my aunt would say to me, like, how do you remember that like actor's name, or how do you remember all these people? Like, I could kind of do like some of what you're doing, it's like, I mean, if I saw them, I'd remember like what they were in, but
I mean,
I don't know how.
I'm a latchkey kid, so like I had years and years of practice of memorizing.
Yeah, we watched a lot of TV. That's when I think about like my childhood, and I think of like those are like really good memories to me. And
my brother's 5 years younger than you, but he got to see the tail end of what you grew up in. You got to see the beginning of science fiction becoming popular on TV, on local TV. You got to see like the Ray Harryhausen stuff, and like Invaders from Mars, and The Day the Earth Stood Still, and like all these these classics that were on local TV and stuff.
Yeah. Did you interview Karen Scioli?
Yeah, Karen was on. I
thought so.
I think 2 years ago, maybe last year. I can't remember.
Yeah. Because she was a local. She was in Philly, and my friend loved her, and it is the time. This is the time of year for her. She did the Saturday Night Dead, and she's a good fall person to talk to.
Oh yeah, she was great.
I'm gonna go see her in person. I just haven't. Every time like that we go to see my one friend, which is down there where she lives, it's like I'm never there that long. So, but she has said like she would meet us for lunch and stuff. So I would love to do that. So.
She remembers me as the belly button guy.
The belly button guy. I bet a lot of people remember that. Yeah, and I remember you as the feet and belly button guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have a little like a little fetish going on there with the toes and the nail polish and I don't know, something. I remember that, so.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Always. Yeah. Always. I've always been that way.
Oh, did you ask what color my toenails were? Was that an actual question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have them painted like a pumpkin color, and my fingernails are painted black.
Love it.
I am totally Halloween, like from head to toe right now, literally.
I used to do orange and black. I'll tell you, black does not look good on my toenails, and my mom's the first one to say that, so I stopped doing black.
Not many people see my feet, so it's like, yeah. But I have like Halloween stuff on, clothes. I have little witch earrings on, and I have a shirt on that's orange and black, and I have black pants on that have like a whole like scene up the side of them with like it looks like thorns and stuff, and like a skeleton and a candle, and like a graveyard scene and stuff. They're pretty cool. So yeah.
What about Christmas horror? Like any Christmas horror movies you like? Yeah.
Black Christmas. I love Black Christmas. And you know what? I do think of it as a Christmas movie. Not. I don't watch it at Halloween. I watch it at Christmas. And it's one of my favorite movies to watch at Christmas. I love that movie.
Well, here's a couple I can recommend. To All a Good Night. You remember Jennifer Runyon?
Yes.
She's the girl that Bill Murray doesn't want to shock in Ghostbusters.
She doesn't want to what?
Remember, he's doing the shock therapy thing at the beginning of Ghostbusters?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
She's the girl at the very beginning. That
Yes.
He gives her the.
She's the star of this movie. It's 1980. It was her first movie, and the porn star Harry Reams is in it. She didn't know he did porn until years later, and it was like the first Christmas slasher movie that didn't have snow in it because it was shot in Laurel Canyon in L.A. And it's a good one. I like it a lot. I've had trouble getting other guests from it though. Just Jennifer. Blood Beat is about a family reuniting at a log cabin on Christmas Eve, and a samurai kills them off one by one. Ancient samurai.
Blood, what was it called? Blood what?
Blood Beat, 1983.
Beat, like BEAT, like a heartbeat?
Yeah, a blood beat is actually when you take too much heroin and your heart starts beating. And Fabrice, the director, he was kind of aware of that, but he thought it would be a clever title.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's a good one. Have you ever seen Christmas Evil?
Your Christmas Evil. No, I've not seen that. New Year's Evil, isn't there one called New Year's Evil?
I've seen New Year's Evil a lot of times. Yeah, I've talked to Terry Copley. She doesn't remember much about it. She just remembers she was naked in it.
Oh. Well, isn't there one with Grant? Is it Grant Kramer?
Oh, Grant's in that. Yeah, I've talked to him too.
Okay. Is he's in that? I don't remember Terry Copley though.
Yeah, she's only in it for one short scene.
Oh.
I think she's the first victim actually of the movie, I think.
What's her name? Roz Kelly? Is she played Pinky Tuscadero? Isn't she in that movie?
I think she is. Yeah. Pinky Tuscadero. I talked to Leather Tuscadero earlier this year.
I think did Roz Kelly die?
I'd have to look that up.
She died.
I think so.
She died. You talked to Pinky. You talked to Leather Tuscadero. You talked to Susie Quattro. Yeah,
it wasn't what I expected it to be. She's very closed off, and she doesn't like to get vulnerable or open up or anything. It was just another interview for her.
You talked to her on
the podcast. I had her on back in May.
Oh, yeah. I would like to hear that one. She's somebody like I loved her. Like I love the song "Stumbling In."
Oh yeah, we talked about "Stumbling In." Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
my mom loved it.
She's very talented, but she's, in her own words, and I can attest to this, she's very complicated. And I let her know beforehand. I said, I'm also a complicated Gemini, and I'm also half Italian. And she's like, God help us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, she sounds cute though. I like that.
But she's I didn't come away with it thinking that she fully appreciated me, but that's just how I feel. That's all.
Oh. Well, maybe, you never know what people are going through in a day,
Yeah.
like if they're having a good day or a bad day. Yeah.
Oh, to All a Good Night and Christmas Evil, I recommend those two. Here's a non-Christmas horror movie I recommend: The Children.
Oh, The Children. That's the Friday the 13th. And it's the same music and stuff in it. I have The Children.
Harry Manfredini, yes. I've had him on. Yeah. I've met him a couple times. Great guy. I don't know why I didn't take a selfie with him both times. I just forgot. But I got his autograph a couple times. And, I talked to Rita Montone, who was in The Children. She actually does not remember anything from that movie, but she remembers plenty from Maniac, the William Lustig horror movie that came out that same year.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Have you ever seen Schizoid?
Oh, yeah.
With Donna Wilkes is in it. I have it taped, but I haven't watched it because Kaczynski, what's his name? That was Natasha's father that's in it. What's his name?
Let me look it up because I forgot. Klaus Kinski. Yes.
What is his name?
Klaus Kinski.
Okay. Oh, he was one creepy. He's a creepy person in real life.
Very yes.
Creepy. Very, like crazy.
Listen to my interview with Tanya McClure, and you'll see what a creep he was. Yeah.
Well, he was. He's Klaus. Is his name? What'd you say his name was?
Klaus Kinski.
Klaus. Yeah, Klaus. So okay.
He was Polish.
Yeah, I haven't watched this movie, but like I have it taped. There's some. Did you ever see hear of? I think it's called Night of the Leaper. I think it's called
Night of the Lepus. Night of the Lepus with Stuart Whitman. It's like a killer rabbit movie.
I haven't. What's that?
Night of the Lepus. It was a killer rabbit movie with Stuart Whitman.
Lepus.
Yeah.
The Leaper. The Leaper. I'm thinking rabbit, like leaping. Yeah. Lepus. Okay. Yeah. Lepus or Lepus. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Yeah. You've seen it?
Oh yes,
or not?
I tried to get Francesca Jarvis on. She had just become a Instagram celebrity because she was saying something political about COVID, right? And then right around the time I reached out to her, she took a fall, and I don't even know if she's still alive right now because she hasn't been on Facebook in a year.
Oh.
So sadly, yeah, I couldn't get an interview from that movie.
Did you like the movie though? Because I haven't taped.
Oh yeah, it's a good bad movie. It? Yeah, it's a creature feature flick.
Good bad movie. Okay. Well, I like that stuff if they're good. If they're good bad movies, if they're just bad movies, like I don't want to waste my time. But if they're good bad movies, yeah, I like them.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm curious, who did you enjoy meeting when you were at the Mid-Atlantic?
Well, the only person I ended up meeting was Zuzu.
Uh-huh.
And she knew you too.
Yeah, Zuzu.
Zuzu knew you, So, yeah. I forget even how I brought you up because she was on the other side of, and then, I met Tara because I walked up to her,
Yeah.
and Ellen beside her, but I didn't have any intention. I don't really I just was kind of there for Patrick, because he came up to it and we wanted to meet Nicholas Hammond. He was the one and it was Patrick's birthday and I told him, pick out somebody and I would, his birthday was the week before mine and it was my actual birthday. And so I said I had got him a couple birthday presents and then I said, pick out somebody you want and I'll pay for, them to sign something for you. And
right.
He was like, oh no, you don't have to do that. But I was like, he brought his Spider-Man poster all the way with him. But then Nicholas Hammond wasn't even there. We didn't even know it. I saw Lynn Holly Johnson. I walked right past her.
Oh, yeah.
I thought about going to meet her, because I do like the Watcher in the Woods and I like ice castles.
Yeah.
But I just can't. It's a lot of money to meet all these people, and
oh, yeah.
It's like I like buying stuff, too. And so I bought the Bionic Woman, the entire series, like season 1, 2, and 3 for $30.
Yeah.
And it was brand new. And then I bought because my bed and breakfast is from Sleeping Beauty, and so I bought a picture,
mm-hmm.
Somebody had of like a picture from the movie. I bought that, and then I bought just some little doodad things, but and then paying for. I stayed there overnight at the hotel, and then paying to get there. I probably spent between everything, and I saw my little sister from Big Brothers Big Sisters came, and we went out to dinner, and then we went out to breakfast.
Yeah.
I paid over $500-600 that weekend, real easily, and just nothing. You know what I mean? So it's those things are a little pricey, especially if you're staying overnight.
Oh, I gotta tell you, I went to the HorrorCon I go to every year in Sacramento, and I met Elvira, and I cannot tell you how high the prices are.
Oh, I saw that picture.
It was not a good experience, trust me.
It wasn't?
Yeah, she tried to get rid of me, I'll tell you. So, this is what happened. I after a lot of waiting in line, both to get in the place and to get the autograph, right? I go to her. She doesn't see the book I purchased for her to sign, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like telling her, oh, I know so-and-so, we got mutual friends, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, that's sweet. And then she's like giving a hand signal to get rid of me. And I'm not really taking it in the moment because I'm right there in front of her. But then I'm like, oh, hey, you gonna sign my book? And then she's like, oh, this is your book? Okay. What's your name again? And then she gives it back to me after signing it. And then I go to the photo op. And just like meeting her with the autograph, she had a plexiglass in front of her. I don't know if it's because of germs of COVID. I don't know if she doesn't want people to touch her. I don't know what it is. But I'm talking to people I know who work there, and they're like, yeah, she's being kind of a diva. Like this one horror host I'm friends with who was signing autographs there. She's like, I've known her 20 years, and I wasn't allowed to talk to her. Like, her handlers told me to fuck off.
Why?
I don't know. She doesn't even know.
Oh, well, why would they do that? I mean, you're there to meet these people and you pay money to get into the thing to begin with. I mean, if you're inside, you paid money to be there. You know, so like what? I don't even understand that. And then it's like, what the heck do you think they're doing there? You know what I mean? It's like,
it's all to make money. It's all to make money.
Yeah, but,
and while I was waiting for the photo op, which took forever, by the way, I went and met other people. I met Billy Zane. He was kind of cocky, but at least I got my signature on my Back to the Future poster. Angela Gothal's, the older sister in Home Alone, who calls Kevin a lazy incompetent, and Kirsten Baker from Friday the 13th Part 2, and they were both sweethearts.
I know who she is.
They were both sweethearts. I loved meeting those two. Have you talked
to her on here?
No.
On your podcast?
As far as I know, she hasn't done any podcast interviews, but I did give my card to her handler in hopes that maybe she would, check me out and, say, hey, you should do his podcast,
Okay. That wasn't... when I saw that picture of you and Elvira, Cassandra, it's like I was like, something is weird. It looks like you were standing next to, a standee of her. You know what I mean? It didn't look like a pic. And you said this is my dream, and I thought I thought it had to do with the book. I wasn't really sure that was really her, right? You know what I mean? It looked odd. You know what I mean?
It
I
does.
wasn't sure what.
It does. All the pictures that I saw looked like that pretty much. It was really weird.
But every person that got a picture with her is going to look the same. Same.
It was a weird experience, It's given me second thoughts about going to conventions all the time now because the prices are getting so rapey, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even for Zuzu, I paid $40.
I don't mind that, but if it's $100, fuck that,
I've never. Who the heck's $100?
Well, I've paid $100 for Robert Englund at one point. I paid Elvira was $100 for the photo op. She was $80 for the book I got. So
that right there, what you just did, you paid her $100 for?
For the photo op, and then $80 for the autograph.
You paid $180?
Pretty much.
And she was a giant jerk?
Yep, pretty much.
Pretty much. Now, I can't even understand that. What the heck are they doing there for? I mean, you gave them money. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're there because you're a fan. I don't get it. It's just like, I don't understand. I don't understand anything in the movies or anything with people that want to become a movie star or they, I've met a lot of different people. And, honestly, a lot of them just aren't even people I would hang out with in real life. No. You know what I mean? They're just not, and they don't have, real friends. You know what I mean? So, it's very strange. I think they're very self-absorbed, and they're
narcissists.
Yeah, they have to be, So, yeah, it's like me. But
it's sad. It really, really is. And
that's not a fun life. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's not worth it, but sometimes it is. I mean, I'm glad I met the others, but just it left a bad taste in my mouth.
You've met everybody on the planet, I think. I don't, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, and it's still
like,
going.
Still going. Yeah. Yeah. You have to maybe like around Christmas, like we could talk Christmas movies or something. And like maybe by then that'll give you 44. Wait. Yeah. Between 1924 and to get to 68, that 68 and 24, is that 44? Am I counting right?
I don't. I'm at 1924. Who knows what number I'll be at in December, but I will have you back on. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, I'm only kidding here. Like as I said, like get to 1968, that would be the year I was born, and that would be 44 years, which 44 is my lucky number. Actually,
yeah,
I love that number. Yeah.
So to kind of wrap this up, I'm curious to know. So how have you been emotionally lately? Because I know this has been the most horrible year for you.
Actually, I'm not. I'm doing great with it. It's like, it's I mean, and like I cry all the time. There's like I just will be listening to a song and like Air Supply, All Out of Love will start playing. I'll start bawling my head up. Like I really miss my mom. And yesterday, like she was always here for Halloween, and when I did like Halloween parties, and she'd wear a costume, and she'd come wandering in, and it's like I sat there. I was sitting out. I have an '80s room, okay, like that is all like my autographs, my Pac-Man game, my jukebox, And there's like a bar there, and I was waiting for my friends to get dressed. They were all in different areas of my house, and I was already dressed in my costume and was sitting out there. And I just kept sitting there, just thinking about my mom and like, where is she and when is she coming? It's like, and I just miss her. It's really hard. My aunt was just here from Arizona, but I don't know if that made it worse or better. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird, so.
When I saw that news clip of you being interviewed, I cried for you because I know how genuine you were, and just how hard it's been. It's just, I feel so bad. I wish I could give you a hug right now.
Aw, thank you. Thank you for asking me. I mean,
yeah.
Just like people, they ask you in the beginning, but they never ask you like later. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
When like you're just like, and it is hard. It's really, I mean, my mom and I were really, really close, and just I have never had like a Halloween or a Thanksgiving or a Christmas without my mom, in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, my whole life, from the time I was born, it's like, there's not a memory that I don't associate back to my mom, so it's just weird. And yeah.
I know when today is 10 years since my mom and I were homeless for 4 years. And I remember Christmas of 2014 just feeling so sad that, we couldn't spend Christmas together. We went to go see A Night at the Museum 3 because it was Robin Williams' last movie. And then she had to go back across the bridge because she had work the day after Christmas or whatever. And I just was like so sad that I couldn't be spending Christmas in my own home with my mom and, whoever else would come over. It was just the most helpless, awful feeling in the world. And I feel so great now that, we've come so far in the last decade.
Yeah. You live with your mom now?
Yeah, me, my mom, my brother, and my nephew.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
But, I do feel very like alone, like right now, because my son is in another country, and even my cat died right before my mom, and it's like, so I don't even have my cat anymore, and so like that's kind of big because I had her 21 years, so I had my cat, and then my father died, right before Christmas in 2019. And then I went through cancer, so like, it's like, I just feel like I've been through the ringer, and I wanted to quit. I just want to be happy now. And I feel like I haven't really been alone though, with like my friends keep coming over, and like my friends are coming over tonight, and my aunt was just here, and I saw Patrick, and I've been seeing people. It's just that it's different because it's not that I feel like I'm all by myself or lonely, because I've been actually around people. It's just that I feel like they were my son and my mom and me and my husband. It was the four of us all the time, and so it's weird to have to adjust my life now to kind of fill in the gap, of where, and it's just, yeah. But thank you, and I'm really happy for you too that things are going good. You're a good guy.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely.
And I appreciate you having me back. I don't know if anybody will be interested in anything I ever have to say, but, that it's cool that you asked me. So I really appreciate it.
It's okay. We always have fun, and I'll definitely have you back to talk Christmas movies. I don't know what the number will be then, but don't hold your breath for 1968.
Don't worry. You probably will have 44 people between now and the next 2 months.
So couple quick things. Did you record the new episode of Pop Ninja for Halloween?
Yeah, I think Patrick's going to do it tomorrow too. So I don't know when you're putting this on, but I could be on. Yeah, I don't know when are you playing this?
Oh, at midnight.
At midnight tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I might be on two podcasts in one day, because we did one. It's really small. I talked about Halloween too. Mm-hmm. And he talked about Trick or Treat.
Oh yeah, love that movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it, and I have it, and I said I need to watch it because after
Skippy from Family Ties, I had him on a couple of years ago to talk about it.
He just met Mark Price. He just was at something, and he forgot to get a picture with him, but he got to meet him and he got to talk to him about it. So that's why.
Guess who's coming on? Yeah. Guess who's coming on this week?
Mark Price.
No, I already had him on.
Oh,
Jennifer Keaton.
Jennifer Keaton
on Family Ties. Tina Yothers.
Oh yeah, Tina Yothers. Okay, Jennifer Keaton. I was thinking I knew that was her name from Family Ties, but then I was like, is that the actress name? Is there an actress named Jennifer Keaton?
No.
like Diane Keaton's younger sister, or yeah, okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's neat.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. So, what are your Halloween plans?
Well, for tomorrow's trick or treat, my friends are coming. My one friend's staying overnight tonight. They were here last night, and we had I cooked dinner and stuff, and we dressed up and we did all that stuff last night. But it went by so fast. We didn't even we sometimes play games or watch a movie and stuff. So actually, my friends' grandkids are coming tonight. There's 4 of them, and I made little treat bags up for them. And then we're gonna get pizza and watch some movies, but I'm not sure which movie yet. We'll have to figure it out here later. But my one friend's spending the night, and so she'll actually be here on Halloween, And then I'm not sure what we do tomorrow because I have to do trick or treat is between 6 and 8. But I always thought when I moved here, because my house is this big old spooky house, and people do say that it is haunted,
Yeah.
So, and I'm one of those people. So it's yeah. So I always thought I'd get a lot of people, and I always thought the older I get, the more, the older I get, I'll turn into this creepy witchy person, the hands out, everybody's scared to go to their house, but I think everybody's already scared to come to my house. So, yeah. We'll see. But I live near a road too, and it's kind of hard to get to. I'm not in the town, you know what I mean? Where kids would have to kind of get here, it'd be tricky. So I've had a few people pull into my driveway and then run up here, but mainly they see my decorations and stuff. So yeah. But one year, the first year I moved here, I had put a fog machine out there, and I was I thought I made all these really cool treat bags up, and I didn't get anybody. I was all bummed. So we used to then go trick or treating with my son, and I'd go too because we were if it's trick or treat, who decides to stay home and who gets to go with my son, So we ended up just putting out candy and saying take whatever, Yeah. I usually give I usually get orange soda and root beer because it's orange and black.
Oh, yeah.
And so I figure if they're eating all that candy, they can have a soda to wash it all down with. So I give them right now I have big things of sun-kissed orange, drink.
Yeah.
And made little treat bags up for the kids that are coming. But yeah, I love I love Halloween though. I don't want it to end. I hate that I have to then wait another year. What are you doing anything for Halloween?
Yeah, I'm going to watch horror movies, and I'm going to eat sugar-free candy, and that's about it. I have a couple interviews like early afternoon tomorrow, and that's it. And I'll probably do research for Tina Yothers on Wednesday. So.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. Well, happy Halloween.
Yes, I got a joke for you.
Okay.
Yes, what does a redneck do for Halloween?
Oh my God. That's perfect question for where I live too.
Yeah.
Because they're everywhere. What does a redneck do for Halloween? I don't know.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin?
Yeah.
Oh, pumpkin. Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. They're doing it all over the place around here. Yeah. They're pumping kin everywhere. Yes, yeah. I do believe there's a lot of inbreeding going on around here. Yeah, for sure.
That's so awful. It's so awful.
Yeah.
Lisa, thanks for coming back on. I hope you have a happy Halloween, and around Christmas time, we'll do a Christmas show.
Okay, awesome. Hey, thanks, Tommy.
Yes, you have fun tonight and tomorrow.
Okay, you too. Thanks. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween. Love you. Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. Oh, Lisa Everetts. Oh, she never fails to impress. I just love her and I adore her. We had some technical issues in the last half hour or so, but hey, it was a lot of fun. And I will certainly edit it, and you guys will probably only get a taste of it. Well, until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes.